Hello filmmakers, welcome to a little update about my camera that I bought from Temu. So it was about 20, I think it was less than 20 quid. It was very cheap, just under the 20 quid I think. And it was supposedly, or is supposedly, waterproof and ideal for underwater filming. I wasn't going to get in the water specifically, but you know, there were dreams and hopes of catching fishes. And it looked quite interesting, the picture. And this is what these Chinese sites are so good at, isn't it? Making things look really, really good. So when I arrived, I thought, well, that's really titchy. Now, actually, I think that's quite a good thing. A tiny camera is going to be a good thing. So I can fit it nicely in the palm of my hand. And the camera bit, the lens pokes out, but you know, you can clutch it and you've almost got it covered. So it's quite unobtrusive even. It feels okay. It's sort of velvety plastic. It's not that really brittle plastic, so it feels quite soft as well. You know, I'm trying to give you the positives. I'm going to give you the negatives in a bit. So, oh, cat's joined us. It's got a firewire. It came with, because I paid for a storage card, and that's just standard, so I presume you can get extra. I've videoed about 5 or 6 videos on it, and it still hasn't run out of battery, and it's still got loads of room on the card. So I don't think the files are that big once it's, you know, recorded them. So in a way, that could all be good, wouldn't it? I mean, it looks a bit like a spy camera, to be honest. It's got a hook on the back that you can put on a pocket, so it's got one of those sort of clips, you know. The head, which houses the lens, it gave the impression in the picture that I could maybe rig it up to an app and rotate it 360, and that's what really excited me. But it's not. Basically, it has sort of 360 or certainly 180. I couldn't get it all the way around. I didn't want to force it. But it's a pivoting lens box which you can move up or down. It's pretty stiff, but then it's set, right? So you either have to set it like that and place it somewhere so that you're in the right position, so your frame is correct, or you can just hold it in your hand and kind of move it around, right? Really good for selfies, I would say. Okay, yeah, I've just turned it all the way around. It's okay. It's probably because it's a bit new. I think that would loosen after a couple of months, and probably fall off. So it theoretically, it has 360 view, but not all at once. You have to manually rotate the head with the lens in it. Okay, lens is quite protected. That's reasonably good. Probably quite hard to damage it, but who knows? I mean, I'm very rough with my equipment. Of course, I'm always filming out as well. You know, it's some of my situations can be quite dangerous for lenses. So that's okay. So yeah, it's 1080 is the pixels. So that's pretty good. That's good enough for YouTube. I don't know if I think it did say it was HD, but I'll be the judge of that when I've actually taken some footage in good light. Now, what else can I say that's good? Let me think. It's only got a few controls, so it's reasonably easy to operate. There's a menu, you can go and you can delete stuff. Haven't figured out how to do that yet. There's a screw attachment for an extension rod. My extension rods are for my GoPro, so I don't use that fitting. I think I've got one somewhere that I used on my microphones, but it does look a bit small. But I'm sure, you know, you could probably get that cheap as chips somewhere. So yeah, that's all the sort of stuff about it that is a positive. So it's small. It does enough for YouTube and Facebook. It looks a bit like small enough to be a spy cam, sort of. I mean, the thing is, when I put my GoPro on my head, right, everyone can see it. So the GoPro, although it's quite small, it is actually also quite big. for in terms of people can see you. Do you see what I mean? This camera you could set up somewhere. It's quiet. You could press record and leave the room. So I think it would be quite snazzy for journalists. For, you know, if I was a private eye, it'd be quite good. So what's bad about it? Remembering this is a generic camera, it doesn't have a maker on it or anything. This is just made in China. So it's a rectangular shape. I don't know how to describe it really so that you can find it on Temu. But, you know, lots and lots of the traders are selling them. And they're all about between sort of 15 and 20 quid, I think. Some of them are, you know, going up right to 30. I would say it probably costs £2 to make. So whoever you get it off, you're probably getting a bit ripped off in terms of, you know, what's the content of the quality and the content of what you're purchasing. So, I mean, you have to weigh that up, don't you? It's very disposable. It feels like a sort of disposable camera you could take on holiday and give the kids, you know. The kids will get to be able to operate it pretty quickly, I think, and off they go. So the viewing screen is nice. It's a little square, and you'd have to turn the rotating lens around manually, so you could set that up for them. I think it'd be really good for kids, actually. Really, really good. In fact, I might give it to one of my grandchildren. I think that's probably a good idea. So yes, what's bad? Well, where to begin? I mean, it only does 1080. So that for me is a bad thing. I work in 4K HD and I want a nice crisp outline that I can then maybe, you know, destroy with some noise in the post edit, or, you know, make it look old in the post edit. Having said that, I filmed myself in low light on it yesterday and it looked very arty, and I did like that. I liked it a lot, and I thought, well, I might have some mileage with this thing. You know, I might be able to do some interesting visuals with it for my upcoming exhibition, which is, you know, all about interesting digital art that doesn't, you know, it needs to be evocative. I don't want it to be necessarily really hyper crystal clear. I don't need that. It's quite the opposite that I want. So I may well find myself using it actually in the coming days, and then I'll give it to my grandson. What else is bad about it? The worst thing about it is it elongates everything. So for whatever reason, if you hold it vertically, you're completely elongating my face and my body. Now, that does make you look thin, but it doesn't make your face look particularly great. If you turn it on its side, it makes things wider, which actually makes faces more attractive. So, but you'd have to turn it round in the post edit then, presumably. I haven't taken anything off on the Firewire, but and as I said, I've got a card in there storing it, so I can just put those straight into my edit. So I'm sure that's going to be very easy, and I'm quite looking forward to playing around with it specifically over the weekend. What else is bad? Well, they say it's waterproof if you get this accessory. I'm not going to go down that road, I don't think. I think what I'll do is actually get the waterproof for my GoPro, because this camera in low light is appalling, and underwater it's dark or darker. So I can't see how really it's going to be very good underwater. I just can't see that. I think perhaps for underwater I need something with a light. Of course, I've got this snorkeling thing in my head now, and I'm kind of thinking, oh, I'd really, really like that. There was a beautiful film a chap made about an octopus. I think it was called Octopus. See if you can find it. It was absolutely incredible. And he lived somewhere very exotic, and he had a sort of, you know, beach house, and he's going out every day, and he met an octopus, and they made friends. And anyway, I mean, the point is he got all this glorious footage where you know, he obviously had light and was, because this was really low down on the you know, the land, the bottom of the ocean. Well, I don't know if it's an ocean, but it's at the bottom of the seabed. That's the word I'm looking for. And I can't see that it would be very light down there, so I'm assuming he must have had some sort of light on the camera. But I'll do some inquiries, guys, because we want to know this sort of stuff, don't we? So I don't think it's going to be, I think it's going to be great for experimental work. I think it would be great for kids. I think it would be great in an emergency. I think it's a great little spy cam if you're, well, I mean, obviously it's illegal to film people without their permission, but if you're a journalist and you can justify it, or if you're a spy for MI5. But obviously, and it's really important to know this, recording, you know, human beings, particularly if you've got some, you know, weird thing where you want to record women, you will go to jail for that. So don't think that I'm, you know, supporting that at all, because I'm not. But, you know, for other things out in the public zone, you know, if you're out in public somewhere, of course the rules on filming in public are very different to filming in private, where, you know, you've got a single person there, or one party or something, or whatever. Maybe you're having some sort of drunken orgy. If you start filming people, they will take you to court. Don't do it when you have your orgies. Everyone's phones need to go away. That's usually the rule, and I've been to a few. My misspent youth. Right, so will I use it for anything other than really experimenting? I think that's very, very unlikely. I'm neither a hostess of parties any longer, nor am I working for MI6 or MI5. So there we go. Was it worth the money? Well, I don't think so. I don't think it was. There's probably nothing on it I can do. Actually, I'll tell you what else it would be good for. Press play. You know, it's got a flat bottom, which my phone hasn't. My phone I have to balance. I haven't got one of those with a stand on it, but I could get one, I suppose. But then, you know, you run the risk of somebody nicking your phone. So say you were at a restaurant, a cafe in Paris, outside in the sun. You wanted to photograph your mates. You could put this on the table, or the table next door, and press record, and you just leave it there. And if anybody nicked it, it wouldn't be that much of a disaster. But the fact that it's got a flat bottom would stabilize it. So I think in terms of stabilization, that's okay. That's pretty good. Now I'm going out on Saturday. Tomorrow I'm doing a few things for a heritage festival. So I'm going to take it with me. And I'll put the rushes for members to have free. You can use the rushes that I make over on the film school. Okay, that's on Gumroad. iServalan Film School. iServalan.gumroad.l. No, I forgot. It's a bit of a long. If you just go to just look up iServalan and Gumroad, you will find all my memberships there. There's about 5 or 6 of them at the moment. And the film school, the iServalan Film School, you have access to all of my rushes that I do. So even if you're not interested in, you know, me rabbiting on about my experiences or what I've done with these cameras, you can have the rushes. So I'm really hoping that, you know, some of you guys make some, you know, fantastic art out of these. And I would like a mention that I did the original footage. I don't need money, I just need attention. Okay. So iServalan.com, you can find me there as well. So do pop over and have a look round. It's great to chat.